Good morning, Mr. Gerasimov.
Good morning.
We have several questions regarding the last presidential elections. What do you think? How do you able to describe the situation in Azerbaijan? We understand who you are, leader of the short-term observers. But what do you think generally? What you can able to say in 1 minute or 2 minutes, like regarding the elections in Azerbaijan?
It was a great pleasure for me to be in Azerbaijan and to lead the team of the observers. As you know, team consists of several parts. First one, it was OSCE EPA delegation. And I really want to say thank you for Daniela the Reader, who was the head of the OSCE EPA delegation. Also, the second part is the ODIHR short-term observers, and also, this is very important, ODIHR deployed long-term observers who many weeks was in Azerbaijan and did a lot of meetings with the people to discuss how things are going, what is happening while preparations to the elections, how the elections commissions are prepared, etc., etc. And when we are speaking about these early presidential elections, two main things I want to point. First one, it was really first elections during the history of Azerbaijan after renovation of independence, when the elections were held and were organized on entire internationally recognized territory of Azerbaijan. And I have to tell that long-term observers of ODIHR and me personally as OSCE special coordinator, we visited the occupied territories and we met with the members of the commission, members of the who was working on the polling stations. We saw preparations, we evaluate these preparations, and also it was reflected during my speech in Baku. At the same time, I have to say that our mission revealed a lot of shortcomings, a lot of problems with the freedom of media, with the freedom of meetings, with the stifling of critical voices, with the rest of the journalists, and we mentioned all this in our report because it, according to the decision of our mission, influenced the results of the elections.
But I would like to ask, what do you think? Is it free and fair elections or it's problematic election? Let's say you are politicians, I understand from.
I can tell you one thing. What we felt that really the topic of liberation of Azerbaijan territories dominated the campaign, and what we saw that many people really voted for incumbent because of this liberation. I can tell you that we met with many oppositional leaders, and one of them, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Mammadov from Real Party. I don't think you can tell that this is a big friend of Mr. Aliyev, but even...
let me tell you, he's formerly my good friend, but right now I think he's compromised with current regime. But sometimes during even assessment mission, Ilgar Mammadov publicly write in the Facebook and social media for we need election observation mission and assessment mission. Use the point of view of Mr. Mammadov as like oppositioner because they said
we invited not only him, we invited many oppositional leaders, and even many of them mentioned that liberation topic is one of the topics which is allowing incumbents to get support of the people. But at the same time, I can tell you that our mission revealed huge problems while these elections were organized, starting from the moment before the elections, during the campaign, and during voting, tabulation, and counting.
But you are professional observers, you are professional politicians, and you are from country which has have like already recently like culture of this free and fair elections. I mean Ukraine. You have like a few revolutions in your own country during the last 33 years of your independence. But do you think, like, before territory not liberated, President Aliyev have like 86% of the voters, and after the liberation of the territory, you have like only 93. Do you think like only 7%? It's like a increase, like realistically, like, or if you calculate, because many people, stakeholders, think for liberation of the territory, but I think for me, like, it's mathematics. Like, if before, always, when 20% of territory is occupied, Aliyev have like 86%, and he's like fifth presidential terms. And after the liberation, he have a 93, but he also have another, some called like a candidate, which is not a oppositional candidate, as you mentioned in your report. Do you think like it's a real serious point of argue regarding these elections, or because your rules is supposed to tell it's free and fair election or not? That is what we would love to know.
Easy cake to answer. First of all, we are not comparing one elections with other, because every elections, even in the same country, are unique. What we evaluated, there is the Copenhagen document.
Yeah.
With principles and norms written inside about what does it mean free and fair elections. And we evaluated what is according to the Copenhagen norm, what is against. And we evaluated everything strongly according to this. All the things which were in Azerbaijan done according to the Copenhagen documents, we wrote. But all the things which were against the Copenhagen documents, and I mentioned them already, we also wrote. And please read the free paragraph, restrictive atmosphere. I think this is the clear answer for your question.
Yeah, I understand, but my another question is like right after your briefing in Baku, which is, I'm accept was quite critical. Right after you, Secretary General Helga Schmidt called to Mr. Aliyev and congratulate him with great victory. And it's first time during the OEC history when the Secretary General calling to the President even his own parallel, like a institutional assessment shows for elections have a problem. Do you think some kind of, what is the reason why Secretary General called? Because she said, well, I'm congratulated, I wish you best, and I would love to meet with you in the Munich Security Conference. And after she have meetings, and after what I saw, also I've been in Munich, I understand for Secretary General of the OEC, she is also simultaneously Vice Chairman in the Munich Security Conference, which is also like one of the like non-governmental think tank. But yes, they are under affiliation of Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Germany. Like, why it's like a head of the organization which is unified like 57 member states congratulate first president using like OEC umbrella, and like government of Azerbaijan using this call for some kind of whitewashing effect. Well, they said, look, Secretary General quote right after even OECPA observation mission criticized these elections. Do you think it's like some kind of miscalculation, or what is this like? Because you are like independent stakeholder.
I can answer you very easy.
Yeah.
I'm representing OEC Parliamentary Assembly. If you want to understand why Secretary General of OEC governmental side did what she did, please ask her.
But you are like some kind of watchdog. You are a watchdog for this, some kind of body which is supposed to be accountable in front of you, because we always ask like politicians, you know the story with the caviar diplomacy scandal in Azerbaijan. When it's happened, like when Azerbaijani government via their affiliated members of PACE try to bribe politicians. And my last question is about like members of your delegation, because some of them even you have like tradition when only leadership of the mission supposed to be make public statement. Some MPs give very positive assessment to the local media. I mean, for example, like I forget the name of Italian MP.
See, I can tell you several things about it. First of all observers, especially MPs, are well trained, very well trained. We specially organize for them these meetings with the CEC, with the representative of political parties, with the representatives of civil society, both to get pro-governmental and critical voices, because we need to prepare them to understand what's going on in the country, and especially during the elections. Second point, the methodology of our observation is polished by years, and we are not taking into account one opinion of somebody. All these opinions are collected after, processed, and only after that we are doing conclusions, or we are writing the findings. And in case one person saw something, one person, as a rule we are not writing that. Why? Because we don't know. It's typical, or this is just chance. But I can tell you one other example. I personally visited polling station when everything was organized strongly according to the rules, according to the book. And people really voted on my eyes. They voted and they showed it for President Aliyev. And it was
but the violation of the rule if they showed for whom they vote.
I know we mentioned that. Because we can't stop them. We just, mentioned what happening on the polling station. And it was the polling station when internally displaced person from Kalchibar region were voting. For example, let's imagine I visited only this polling station. What I saw, everything is according to the rules, everything okay. But what even me, as a head of the delegation, despite that I was very, very busy, I visited many polling stations. And I saw different things. And we, if I'm not mistaken, during the observation part of the program, because there is the opening, observation, and closing, yes, when we are speaking about the methodology, we did more than 1,200 observations during the election day only. 1,200 observations. And it allows us to do right conclusion.
But I'm asking regarding the let's say interviews for some different members.
Interviews, they instructed not to do that,
but they do.
But because all people are people, but at the same time,
but sometimes,
the key point is the report, which includes combined data from all the teams.
But what in regards with the Council of Europe Parliamentary Assembly members, we have a 12 years data analysis for how the same politician coming, and even they are also instruct for do not give separate interview, and they give after we found for some of these politicians corrupt. They received something, gift or some unacceptable stuff from.
If you found it, deliver this information to the corresponding assembly.
But I'm journalist. I'm not investigator, because for us, how we analyze.
The key point, if you are investigative journalist and you have this information, deliver it to corresponding assemblies.
Yeah, but we would love to do this, and I'm sure, I promise you, if I have something, I will deliver it. But my question is regarding, because if somebody going to country, he must be declared if he have a conflict of interest or not, because many guests, first of all, what we find in the list of these observers, so for example, Turkey and Italy have a significant of numbers of observers compared with other countries. Some other countries
significant is how much? It's
seven,
6, 8.
But it's 57 member states. For example, USA didn't send anyone. But some countries which have very friendly relations with Azerbaijan, and at least for us, a journalist, it's always very interested to analyze all
in
of
our assembly. And one more time, methodology which is used is allowing us to eliminate such cases. Okay. So thank you.
And finally, regarding your recommendations, because we're supposed to have also some snap elections during this year, maybe parliamentary elections, maybe municipal or referendum. What do you think? Is OSCE supposed to attend again or not? Because as you mentioned in the previous report and in the last one, Azerbaijani government didn't care about your recommendations. You are recommend them to improve like electoral code improved this and these rules, but they didn't improve, but you are coming back again and again. Do you think it's effective to use like OECD member states taxpayers' money for some kind of activity when countries don't care about your recommendations? And what is your plan for this year? Like,
3 main points. In case Azerbaijan officials will invite OSCE, and in case OSCE leadership will decide to deploy the missions, observers will come. In case not. When we are speaking about do we need to do that or do we not, every visit, every delegation of observers, it's not only observation, it's also the sign of solidarity with the people in this country. Because, in case, let's imagine, we are not coming, to the elections. In this case, people of Azerbaijan will not receive the report which reflecting situation on the ground in these particular elections. Let's imagine. So, again, the visit of observers team, this is not only observation, this is also the sign of solidarity with the people.
But some people in Azerbaijan think for Aliyev and his government using OSCE instruments like electoral observation instrument for whitewashing his international image and also to improve his international legitimization.
What is your name?
Emin.
I can tell you one thing. Just read the report from 2024.
I'm read the report. Read all the report.
And after, you think it's about whitewashing. In this case, you didn't read the report.
No. I'm read the report, but I think, for example, compared with other countries, I saw for some like misbalance during the electoral campaign. I'm not criticizing only OSCE observation mission because what we saw, like OSCE, for example, you have like upcoming elections in Russia, and Russia didn't invite you, and countries like Belarus.
Not about Russia.
Huh?
OSCE decided not to send in any case observers to Russia. In any case.
But why?
Because in Russia, now Russia is an aggressor country. Russia is totally destroyed international order and totally destroyed international rules and principles.
But
you asking why?
Yeah, but in Azerbaijan, I will able to speak on behalf of the Azerbaijani civil society, and the current government destroyed literally civil society and oppositional party, as you see. And of course, it's not same situation like in Russia or Belarus, maybe a bit better, but compared with Russia and Belarus, Azerbaijan also member of the Council of Europe. And Ukraine, Azerbaijan, Switzerland, and many other European members, OSCE member states, which is...
Emil, we mentioned all the facts you are now naming, mentioned in the report.
And for this year, you are planning to go again to Azerbaijan?
Again, if invitation will be sent, if the leadership will decide, observation mission will come. If invitation will not be sent, if the leadership of the OSCE will not decide, observation mission will not come. That's it.
Last question regarding Ukraine. If, let's say, for you, let's change ourselves, like you're Ukrainian Jones, I'm Azerbaijan MP. What do you think, if you will be, we change our place, what do you think, do you want like such kind of election for your own country? Because like, I think your report supposed to be, you have like capacity to make this report more critical, but compared with previous reports, as like I'm saying, I'm also analyzing your previous reports. What I saw this time, government a bit more happy compared with previous ones. That is like for me also calculation when they see for OSCE show very strong critical language in their report. They attacked OSCE as like previously. You remember when we have some kind of difficulties with your missions in Baku. But this time like they didn't say anything. Like
Emil, government, I don't know. All our mission observation passed smoothly. We did our job. It was not an easy mission. We did the press conference. But I can tell you one important thing. If you are saying that this report is better than the previous one or less critical, how you are saying, yes? I think you didn't read the report. Just get the report 2018, just get the report 2024, and analyze them precisely, and you will make your conclusion.
I thank you for this honest interview, and we will see each other for the next OSCPA meeting.
Thank you, Emil, and good luck.
Good luck.